So if you're a little bit of a tax geek like I am, you might at some point have wondered why on earth the UK tax year starts on the 6th of April rather than a sensible day like the 1st of April or the 1st of January. So going back many years, the UK tax year actually used to start on what was called Lady Day, which was one of a series of 4 quarter days that ran throughout the year. So there was the Christian calendar, there were certain key feasts. So the Feast of the Annunciation was Lady Day, then Christmas Day, obviously the 25th of December. So a lot of government contracts and things like that were all timed to actually run out or be renewed on the 25th of March, which was Lady Day. So over the years though, we've been using what used to be called the Julian calendar, which was surprisingly enough linked back to Julius Caesar. And effectively over time, that calendar had actually got out of sync with the solar year. So to the extent that actually by the time we got to 1752, the calendar was 11 days, the Julian calendar was 11 days behind the solar calendar. So the year was actually getting more and more out of sync with the rotation of the Earth and the position of the Earth next to the Sun. So they decided that effectively in 1752 they would adjust the calendar and move to what's called the Gregorian calendar, and effectively they skipped 11 days. So they went from the 25th of March, when suddenly became the 5th of April. Now, at the time, there was a lot of people who were very upset about this because they thought their lives were going to be shortened by the 11 days that they'd skipped. But essentially what that meant was that we now had a situation where all of those government contracts were completely out of sync. So instead of finishing on the 25th of March, they now actually ended on the 5th of April, and this was out of sync with 25th of March being the end of the tax year. So they made the decision to shift the end of the tax year to the 5th of April instead. And essentially we've had that ever since, and we kind of get to the situation now where you do have this slightly odd day, but it all dates back to 1752 when they decided to change the calendar and they skipped 11 days out of the year. So now you know, and I think maybe in a few hundred years time we might find that the calendar's out of sync again and we end up with the tax year starting on the 11th of April. I've got no idea, but at the moment it's 5th of April, and that's the explanation of how we've got to that.